Hey guys, sorry this video is coming up to you late. I'm 8 weeks and 4 days today. I promise I'm not trying to make a habit out of this, but this week is the second to last week of my school term, and that's the week when all of the major assignments or projects are due. So I've been really busy every night this week trying to get that stuff done and together, and so it's been hard to get a video up. Anyways, as far as symptoms go, I am experiencing a lot more bloating this week, which is just really annoying because I feel like I've all of a sudden gone from not looking pregnant to looking 5 months pregnant just because I've been so bloated. As far as my nausea goes, my morning sickness, which has been pretty much all day sickness, at the beginning of this week I felt like it was my all-time high, like I was at the peak of my morning sickness. It was just really bad, and then for about 2 days now I have started feeling a little bit better as far as my nausea. I'm still nauseous pretty much all day long, but it's definitely not as severe nausea as I was experiencing the past week and at the beginning of this week. So hopefully that means that my morning sickness is starting to subside and I'm gonna start feeling better eventually. My exhaustion is still pretty much the same. I am pretty darn exhausted. I joke that my legs just feel like they're filled with lead. They feel so heavy. It's so hard to just walk just at a normal leisurely pace. I feel like I'm just so exhausted doing that. So the exhaustion is still up there, and it doesn't help any that I am staying up later, you know, doing homework and schoolwork and whatnot. My heartburn has been getting worse. I have had to make some peppermint tea a couple of times, so I don't feel like it's a specific type of food that's causing the heartburn, because it just kind of happens really randomly. But the peppermint tea takes care of it just as well as it always has. I love drinking peppermint tea for my heartburn remedy because it just works like a charm every time. I got a pretty bad headache a couple of nights ago. I was 8 weeks in 1 day. Got a really bad headache, not like migraine, but it was pretty bad. It was late at night. Thankfully I wasn't having the headache while I was having to be awake and active with my daughter, but it was a pretty bad headache. I think it was probably just, you know, dehydration, and I probably hadn't gotten enough water that day. I'm not sure, but I didn't take anything for it, just kind of tried to let it pass, and it eventually did. The only other symptom that I can really think of mentioning, I guess, is only because it was talked about today with some other pregnant women, and I was kind of taken back by how my body has reacted versus theirs. But I had talked about in a couple of weeks ago, I think, my vlog, talking about how my nipples are more sore now than they were before, and I believe I did also mention that my breasts have gotten larger. So I guess that was just kind of surprising to me since I am already breastfeeding. I didn't expect such a drastic change, I guess, this early on. So when I was talking to some other pregnant women, they were just like, no, I haven't noticed a difference in my breasts, or no, mine really haven't changed. Or, you know, with women who were pregnant, you know, this is a past pregnancy while they were nursing that they were talking about, they're like, I didn't notice a change in my breasts until the 3rd trimester. So I'm like, wow, my breasts are already changing, you know, like so fast. And I mean, it's ridiculous to me how much my breasts have gotten, how much larger my breasts have gotten, and fuller, you know, how much more milk I'm producing right now, just this early on. And I keep joking with my husband, I'm like, maybe we're having twins, and that's why I'm experiencing so much nausea, you know, so much morning sickness, so much exhaustion, and why my breasts have gotten so much bigger, because I'm gonna have to eventually accommodate for, you know, nursing 3 babies instead of just 2. Once, you know, I'm nursing my daughter and this, you know, 2nd baby. And maybe we'll end up having twins, I don't know. I'm almost 9 weeks along, which means that this is the earliest point at which I could schedule an appointment to go see an OB or a midwife here here at the hospital on base. However, I'm going to be waiting until I am closer to 12 weeks to go in for my first appointment. That's just a personal preference of mine. So we still have about a month until we first get to go in and confirm the pregnancy and you know, hear the heartbeat and things like that. But I definitely have joked with him several times about the possibility of me having, you know, being pregnant with twins, simply because this pregnancy is so different from when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I'm only, you know, 8.5 weeks along, and I can already just tell such a major difference. I'm anxious to see how different it's going to be as I progress, but I just keep joking with him that, you know, it's so different. He's, why are you saying that we're going to have twins? Are you having dreams about it or something? And I'm just like, no, it's just they're so different. And I know that every pregnancy is different, every child is different, and it very well could be that this time we're pregnant with a boy, and you know, so it was different when I was pregnant with a girl. I don't know, but I just keep joking about it. So I'm gonna get a really good laugh out of it if I do go in for my appointment and find out we're pregnant with twins. Something exciting that happened over the weekend. So while I was in the process of turning 8 weeks, I have a large checklist of things that I am working on right now, and I have crossed off 2 very important ones, and that takes me very close to a goal that I've been working on, and a very exciting goal for me as far as being able to help women on their journey towards motherhood, is how I like to put it. It's still kind of on the down low, so I'm not going to go too much into detail, but it was really exciting for me to feel that accomplishment. I'm very, very, very close, and hopefully it will happen this month, and I will be able to officially announce what I'm talking about a little bit, you know, in a couple of weeks. But it was just really gratifying to be able to cross those things off of that checklist. I haven't really talked about it, but in the past 2 weeks I've had the opportunity to work with several different women who have come to me with their breastfeeding questions or issues or situations, whatever you want to call them, and I've been able to help them. Since I am not certified as a lactation consultant, I don't have any official training, any kind of credentials saying that I am qualified to assist women with breastfeeding. I think that I guess I often doubt that I have the full ability to help these women. I wouldn't say that I don't have confidence, because I do. I've never felt so confident about something in my entire life, even when I've gone through full training for things. But it's just, I tend to surprise myself, I guess I could say, just because I worry that they're going to come to me with some kind of rare or crazy breastfeeding question or situation that I am just not going to know what to do, and I'm not going to even know where to start. And that's possible, but for the most part, it's very, very common for women to ask for help on really typical, I guess, type of questions. Things that are fairly easy to troubleshoot, I guess is the best way to describe it. As I'm helping more and more women and gaining more experience with it, I am finding that that is definitely true, but it doesn't mean that I don't still get a little bit nervous every time that a woman approaches me about breastfeeding issues. However, being able to help these women over the past 2 weeks has just been a real confidence booster. It just, every time that I'm able to help a woman with breastfeeding or with natural childbirth or just anything along those lines, with her mothering journey is what I like to call it. Anytime I'm able to help a woman with that, it just makes me feel so good. It's so gratifying. And every time that I feel that, it just lets me know this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I love that feeling. I love it. And so, you know, being a little bit nervous going into these, you know, situations with the women asking me questions, coming out of those situations, I just feel so good because, you know, I didn't have to reach out for other resources. I didn't have to refer to my books. I didn't have to, you know, Google anything. I didn't have to look for anything. It was all right here. I knew exactly what the questions, I knew exactly what the answers were to the questions that they were asking me. And that just made me feel so good. And that's just, it's a really awesome thing. I'm like, go me. At any rate, that is my week 8 update, I do have my belly picture, which I will insert into the progression that I did last week. And as the weeks continue, I will just continue that progression so that it's easier for you to see the changes each week instead of just inserting a picture. But here's the belly progression from week 6 to week 8. And that's pretty much my vlog for week 8. Next week will be a little bit easier week because it will be the last week of school, and then I'll have 2 weeks off. Doesn't mean I won't be busy because I have a lot that I'm doing, but hopefully, and I feel like I say this every week, but hopefully I'll be able to get my vlog up closer to the 9-week mark instead of the 9.5, almost 10 week. But anyways, that's my week 8 update, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.